Whew. Making adventure clothes must be the toughest job in the world. We want to have one suit and we want to keep warm when we're transporting in chilly conditions, working in the forest, running with the camera. We want to stay ventilated. If it rains, I want to be dry. If I fall, I want to be protected. And all of that in one suit. So it is an impossible task, I would say, for a manufacturer to produce all this in one set. Also, I'd like to be agile and I want to use it in camp and so on. And you have to pay up quite a lot for a jacket and pant like this. I would say it's about 10% of a new bike that you spend on the riding gear. But then again, I consider this part of the bike in a way, or what we do. In a car, you can just jump in there in your underwear and be protected. But this is your outer shell that has to do a lot. And when it comes to making these clothes, there's always compromises because you cannot have it all. There's many brands out there, but I have experience with Adventure Spec and Mosko Moto. And within these brands, there's also from enduro, breathable sportswear almost, up to real adventure touring stuff. What I have is sort of in between. It's adventure, enduro travel, so to speak, which means I like the layering principle, which means I have the body armor underneath, I have knee pads separate, not in the pants, although there are pockets and stuff to put them in if you want that. And basically my requirements are the pants I can keep on all day. I want them to be waterproof and everything, because changing and adding rain pants and stuff is not what I want to do. But on the top, I want to be able to pull on or off sort of layers depending on what happens. So let's start with this, the Mosko Moto kit. On the top I have the Mosko Moto RAK, which means anorak, hence the name, and that means no middle zipper. Of course, makes it a little bit more cumbersome to get on and off, but it also means that you have sort of no zippers or anything for water or anything, and you also have this huge pocket, and it's really big. I can store my entire camping gear in there. I have two pockets down here. All the pockets are waterproof. This is a waterproof garment. All what I'm showing today is waterproof, so, but to a degree. So, and also it has the hood. I like the hood because you're in camp, it's raining. You can wear it as rain protection, or just keep warm if it's windy and stuff like that. It also allows you to, if it's really pouring down outside, you can have it like this and keep the neck completely out of rain. And it's removable. You cannot tuck it in. Other than that, very generous size of, to get over the gloves, like this. I can, tighten the waist or loosen it. It's more appropriate for us guys, I guess. To take it on and off, I have this side zipper. It can also be zipped down like this to get ventilation in there. But to get it off, like this. Oh, it's getting hot in here. And same thing to get it on. So it's a bit more work than a normal jacket, but I enjoy the complete wind tightness in the front and also the big pocket. like so, and then pull this down. And we're ready to go. It's very movable. So breathability, I usually open up the front to let air in, and I can open up on the side. Otherwise there's no ventilation stuff, but you can really get the wind in here, and it sort of starts a little whirlwind inside. Waterproofness is good, but there is a difference. As you will see with the Adventure Spec, this is very sort of textile-like, and so it's not that slippery, which means that you will be water protected, but the jacket will get a bit wet because it sort of sticks the water to the jacket. That means also that dust and mud and stuff like that sticks more to this jacket than on the Adventure Spec, which I will show you. And the same goes with the pants. It's the same type of fabric. But that's also a compromise, because this is very quiet. It's loud in the colors, but it's quiet in the movement, and it's very, very, let's say, flexible and roomy, and yeah, you feel that you can really move, and there's no sort of stiffness in it. So it's very, very comfortable, and that's on the plus side. So in the rain, I've been riding full days in pouring rain, especially in Latvia, or when we were there. It kept me dry. A full day of rain, of course you get a little damp, but I certainly did not get wet in it. But I do feel wet on the outside because it sort of sticks to the water. And one caution, this front pocket is amazing. You can really fill it up there, so you look like a pregnant kangaroo or something. But when you ride in the rain, you need to make sure that it's completely closed and flapped down. And if you fill it with stuff pointing out like this flap can easily come up, and that's one down on the Mosko stuff, is that these zippers are not watertight. So you can protect them, but if you accidentally ride like this, you will get water in here. And if you just leave a little accidentally up here like this, I actually filled with my iPhone and everything in here, I filled up with water. 1/3 was just, I could have a goldfish in there. So it's really waterproof also from the inside, because yeah, it was swimming in there. Make sure to keep it really closed. Okay, now for the pants. These are the Mosko Moto Basilisk IR pants. And IR means that they are delivered with pads in the hips and on the knees. I keep those in the hips, I remove those in the knees, and just have my normal knee pads underneath. Same material as on the RAK, or RAK. Quite low, like hipster style, or but very comfortable, stretchy. I can really squat without hindrance. Make that for cooking and other stuff, of course, or whatever. And swinging the leg over the bike and so on. Really, flexible. It has these super fabric or something on the knees. Nothing in the buttocks. No pockets here. I have 2 pockets here in the front, and with sort of a mini pocket in here for, good for a mobile phone or whatever. There's also quite a lot of ventilation. You can open it up here, and open up quite a big hole with a generous mesh in here that really flows water in here. Same things on the knees. You can open that up. So there's a lot of features on these pants like that. Also, if you have the pocketed, the built-in knee pads, these straps are to tighten so that they sort of get fitted to your knee, because these are made to have large knee pads under, full MX style, so they are very roomy. But having the knee pads in a pant like that in the pocket means they will move around and so on. So this strap is to tighten this area so the pocketed pads don't move around that much. They do not open down there in the legs, but meaning they don't sort of pull apart, but you use the Velcro to just tighten them around the boot. Same thing here with the pants. The fabric and everything is waterproof and it works. However, as mentioned, the zippers are not. So that means that we have zippers here for the ventilation. And you close that up, make sure everything is closed and nice like that. And that works when you're standing up. But when you're riding in pouring rain sitting down, the water comes from the front and underneath these flaps and so on. So after this full day of pouring rain, I did get wet spots on my legs, on my base layer, around these vents. There's a trick to solve that a bit, and I use Vaseline or wax to really cover the zippers and make them watertight, and that solves quite a lot. But yeah, that you should know about. Groin area is always a tough spot, because especially if you're transporting in rain, heavy downpour, and when sitting, everything is gathered up here. You have a little pool of water and you sit in it for hours. And so I did get some wet spots on my underwear, not from being scared, but from actual rain, promise. Not that bad, but just know that if you want to ride through pouring rain a full day, you need to be dressed up like a fisherman or something. There's no one can do it all garment. So. All right, chaps, let's slip into something more British, shall we? The Adventure Spec Singletrack jacket and pant is what I'm wearing. I've used it a lot, especially the jacket. I've used it for many years, many trips, and it's been a favorite for sure, still is. First thing you notice compared to Mosko is a different type of material. It's more slippery. Which also means it sounds more when you move around. Interesting also is the chest pocket. The Mosko has one too, but it's on the left side. This is on the right side. I think it makes more sense actually. You're riding hand on the throttle. If you don't have cruise control or anything, it's easier to access with your left hand than on the right. Two side pockets here with a little Adventure Spec thing, emergency whistle, and tire valve screw thing. Also, you can open up ventilation here quite a lot, and it's not mesh or anything. This is just pure open space here. It also has a hood. The hood is tucked into the neck, so you have to roll it up. So you don't ride with it out because it's too flappy. But again, just as with the Mosko, you can pull your helmet over here and be really tight around the neck, no water comes in or anything. So that's nice. And also in the camp, again, it's nice to have a hood sometimes. It's a bit more tight in the arms, getting over the gloves if you want that, but still manageable. Really rugged abrasion here. When it comes to rain and dirt and stuff like that, the more slippery material here also drains the water off more easily. So you don't have as much wet feeling riding it. Riding to UK and through Scotland and everything, I wore this, of course, cannot go to UK with something else. It kept me dry. Again, moist sometimes, but that may just as well be body moist or something like that. But it's it did the job of protecting me. And there's no problem with pockets taking in water or anything. So, and one of my favorite features is the size. It's 700 grams and rolls up really small to go in your luggage or backpack or whatever. And so for the pants, the Singletrack pant, also very comfortable and a little bit more restrictive when it comes to squatting like this. Still good. I mean, swinging your leg over the bike and so on, doable, but just a little bit more restrictive. We have the pockets here, and they are quite roomy. While the Mosko has them on front, these are on the side. And another whistle. You will never be without a whistle or valve screwer. And the zippers are water protected. That's a difference. It rains more in UK than in California, I guess. Same here, we have the ventilation on the legs. You cannot ventilate these as much as the Mosko pants. So you open it up here, they are still sort of not open to the airflow. It sort of slides off, so it doesn't do that much. We have a rubber material here. It's starting a bit to letting go of, it's not the seams or anything, it's just the material that shows these threads. They stop going out, but I think that's something they are looking at. It doesn't affect the function, I think, but yeah, still something to sort out. Then we have that you can open them and split them and really pull them up. So you really got room to work with your boots and stuff like that. Going over Velcro, then the buckle. I'm not a fan of the buckle. It has these floppy things, and when you take them off, they easily sort of lose the tension or things like that. But Greg at Adventure Spec said that they have another solution coming up. Material, water protection. It's also a bit more synthetic. Not as much as the jacket, so sort of in between Mosko and the Singletrack jacket. It lets go of water, and still a full day riding, sitting down, building the pool of rainwater between the saddle and your crotch. After a full day in rain, I did have wet stains on my underwear, and I'm quite sure nothing scary happened. So I do blame the pants. Still not, I didn't get wet or anything. Just noticed around here. They are very nicely taped, both the pants, a lot of seam tapes going everywhere, so they do their best. So conclusion time. Let's go through a few things. So first of all, price. Mosko Moto is the more expensive option, where the RAK is 498 euros currently, and the Singletrack jacket is 414. So that's the difference there, but the largest difference is in the pants, as it usually is. But the Basilisk IR pant is 772 euros. So that's quite an investment. And the Singletrack pants that I'm wearing now is 450. So, and also the Mosko and Adventure Spec stuff that I showed you, they are meant to solve the same problem, but with different approaches. Mosko is more features and pockets, and they have a more comfortable sort of material to move around in. Yeah, just more comfy and movable, while Adventure Spec has, I think, aimed more to be protected against British and Scandinavian, for that matter, weather conditions, with extra rain protection on the zippers and yeah, the sort of rinse off materials. So it really depends. I love especially the jackets, both the RAK and the Singletrack jacket. And same thing goes with the pants, of course, with the zippers and stuff like that. I like wearing all day long the Mosko stuff, but if it really gets nasty, I guess you feel a bit more dry in the Adventure Spec stuff. And then, of course, it's a fashion thing also, I guess. While Adventure Spec has the more low volume colors like gray and brown and sort of olive green shades, Mosko goes all in with visibility. And visibility is good in emergencies and in traffic and stuff like that. If I were to sneak into the Russian border, I would wear this. Yeah, Tourette's again. So that's that. Hope you enjoyed it. I, for one, enjoyed getting out in nature on the bike again. It's winter solstice today, which means we have only 6 hours of daylight from 9 to 3. But from now on, it only gets lighter and the new season begins shortly. So, yeah, see you in the next one. Bye-bye.